Welcome to Coffee and RPGs. My name is Solomon S. Kane. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of MMO and RPG News Roundup. A few things before we begin. I just wanted to say that I do apologize for today's quality of the video. For whatever reason, the audio and the video did not sync up together, so I'm going back to re-record the intro and just say that I do apologize. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if it was a user error on my part or my OBS was just acting up today, but in any event, I will learn from this mistake and try to make sure it doesn't happen again. Secondly, I actually did make my own Patreon account, but I wanted to make sure and let you guys know that you guys owe me nothing. This YouTube channel that I started about half a year ago is something that I really look forward to doing, and I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I'm very passionate about it too, and it's been a labor of love that I haven't felt in a very long time, and so I just want to keep my options open if you do end up supporting me, just to let you know it won't go unappreciated. But in any event, we do have a lot of news to cover, so if you guys got your beverage of choice, let's cover the news together. Cheers to you guys. Really quick before we begin, I wanted to head on over to PCGamer.com. Borderlands: The Handsome Collection is free on the Epic Game Store, so you have until June 4th to grab a copy for free. And first we head on over to Gematsu.com. Death and Request 2 launches this summer in the West, and admittedly this game looks pretty interesting, even if I am very squeamish when it comes to horror games. But it does go on to say that Death and Request 2 will launch for PlayStation 4 and PC via Steam this summer in North America and Europe. Publisher Idea Factory International announced. And the gameplay sounds really cool. It goes on to say that it's day and night gameplay. It's split between two time periods, day and night. During a midday, you can visit the dormitory and explore Les Carora, I believe that's how you say it, to search for clues. As evening sets in, the town metamorphoses into a haunted shell of itself. In the shadows sneak carnivorous creatures of the night. Players must delve into both day and night to learn in full what horrific secrets are buried in the secluded town. Now, I don't know if I'm being an idiot and I just can't find the page for this on Steam, or maybe it's not up, but I did find the page for the first one, so I would assume the tags would more or less be the same since it is a sequel. And judging from the tags, again, it has anime, RPG, JRPG, adventurer, gore, nudity, violent, visual novel, horror, and of the such. So this is a game definitely for mature audiences if you are into that sort of thing as well. And next from MMOculture.com, Blade and Soul, 13th playable class, arriving in Korean server next month. And we've actually got a bit of a preview a few months ago about what this new class is. It goes on to say that it's called the Chondosha, I believe that's how you say it, which loosely translates to Sky Seer. Lots of lightnings involved. And yeah, so when next month rolls around, I'll be sure to keep you guys in the know as it pertains to what this class will be. Next, we head on over to Ultra.com. Cyberpunk 2077 is in final stage of development, no delays in sight, and I do apologize, it's cut off from the right there. CD Projekt Red confirmed that Cyberpunk 2077 is in final stages of development during a financial call, and further reaffirmed that there aren't any further launch delays on the horizon. And from MMORPG.com, Final Fantasy XI's Beat the Heat campaign starts June 11th. The event is set to run through June 30th at 7:59 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Billed as an equipment booster campaign, several drop rates and rewards are addressed. For example, defeating certain monsters will net you certain items, material, and more required to craft +2 Empyrean equipment. So I'm going to include this anyways, despite the fact that it may not be an MMO or an RPG, but it's pretty interesting regardless. From GamesRadar.com, Star Wars Project Maverick, rumored to be officially announced next week. Star Wars Project Maverick, the debut title from EA Motive Studios, will apparently be officially unveiled next week on Tuesday, June 2nd. A report from Kotaku later confirmed that this was EA Motive's smaller, more unusual project set in the galaxy far, far away, so don't expect a major AAA experience on the same level as last year's Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And so when I read that, I thought, oh great, we're going to get another mobile title, right? But it does go on to say, and again, this is all rumor, so take everything with a grain of salt. As it happens, PlayStation is expected to hold a PS5 reveal event the day after Maverick's own announced on Wednesday, June 3rd. Could these two reveals be related in some way or shape? I don't know. If it is, then maybe it might be a mobile and a console game, or maybe just a console game. I don't know. But in any event, if the rumors are true, I'll keep you guys posted on June 2nd. And from MassivelyOP.com, Darkest Dungeon's Butcher's Circus DLC and PvP mode are live for bloodthirsty fun. Darkest Dungeon is generally not a game we'd cover here on MOP since it's been a single-player RPG for most of its long life. That ended this week, however, with the Red Hook Studios title added a PvP mode in the form of the Butcher's Circus DLC. And it does go on to read from the official statements, you can easily switch between the Circus and Hamlet screens. Once in the Circus, you can choose to challenge a friend, visit the prize booth to see what rewards are next for your progression, or enter the main tent and join the matchmaking queue to face off against other players. And sticking with MassivelyOP.com, Wild Terra 2 starts an open test event for all on June 9th. Players of all stripes can log in and play through June 14th, allowing you to assess for yourself if this is truly sufficiently wild. I see what they did there. And from Gematsu.com, Outriders gameplay, First City, custom user interface, world tiers, and the Trickster. Publisher Square Enix and developer People Can Fly debut new gameplay footage from Outriders during the first Outriders broadcast. The new footage, which is shown through the lens of drop-in co-op, reveals previously unseen pyromancer powers, new creatures, information on the world tier system, and a look at a new environment and more. Outriders is due for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC via Steam this holiday. And really quick, if you don't know anything about this game, it's very similar to Destiny 2, it seems like. So if you're into RPG looter shooters, be on a lookout for this game as well. And from MassivelyOP.com, Gloria Victis adds a new world event, kicks off its new Glory season, and improves AI and party system. And it goes on to read, in mid-May, Gloria Victis kicked off its latest Glory factional PvP season along with a large update to server performance. More recently, the game has a new world event called the Temple of Doom, which promises challenges from enemies and the temple itself. I don't know if that's a reference to Indiana Jones, but either way. Next, we head on over to Destructoid.com. The Unliving is a necromancer roguelike game, and I'm so down, and I do apologize the title is cut off there. But it does go on to read that The Unliving is a roguelike action RPG from Rocket Brush Studio and Team 17. You'll raise hordes of skeletons, sacrifice them to cast spells, and gather artifacts until the day you die. Of course, death is only temporary. You're a necromancer, so you can be your own boss. And after going through this article and seeing the gameplay myself, it looks super fun, admittedly, and I'm looking forward to this myself now. The world is randomly generated for each run and is richly populated with an array of creatures, artifacts, secret rooms, and deadly traps. Unfortunately, we have to wait until 2021 for this game, but wait might be worth it in my opinion. And back on MassivelyOP.com, Sea of Thieves Lost Treasures update adds checkpoints to Tall Tales, daily bounties, and regular events. For those players who want to take on the game's narrative Tall Tales PvE quest, they'll find tooltips on the map to show them which island to begin, as well as a new checkpoint system to let players take these adventures at their own pace. There are new daily bounties with tasks like taking on named targets, handling in specific types of treasure, navigating to a specific location, or taking out enemies with certain move, among other things. In addition, players can look forward to weekly and one-time events. Every Friday is Fortnite. I don't know if that's a coincidence or they're just trying to, but anyways, which increases and the returns of all stronghold treasure taken from skeleton forts. And from MMORPG.com, Lord of the Rings Online giving free questing coupon to all players. The Lord of the Rings Online game will be giving all players a free coupon that will permanently unlock all available quests, raids, and adventures to the player's account. Log and redeem their coupon before August 31st in order to permanently keep the unlocked content. And really quick from Destructoid.com, Harvest Moon One World reveals a box art and is headed to PlayStation 4 and Switch this fall. And here is the box art for those of you who are watching this on YouTube. Heading back over to Ultra.com, rumor Elden Ring is completed and playable, will release in 2020. Again, this is a rumor, so take everything with a grain of salt. But it does go on to read that according to the latest info from NeoGAF user Arctos, From Software's action RPG is set to release sometime between October 1st and December 31st, 2020. It is currently in bug fixing and optimization phase. The game is also planned for next-gen consoles. And again, if you don't remember anything about this game, this is a game that's been written in part by George R.R. Martin, the creator and founder and writer and all that sorts for the Game of Thrones. Back on over to Destructoid.com, Ghost of Tsushima has hunting, 3 difficulties, and no karma system. And really quick, there will be 3 difficulties: easy, normal, and hard. Easy is meant for exploration-minded players, and hard is intended to be fair but very challenging. There's no karma system. You get to play as a ghost and a samurai. There isn't a binary choice for the player. And it also says that you could also play a flute whenever you like. I don't know what that does, but there you go. And from MassivelyOP.com, OrbusVR plans summer events, treasure hunting, and economy tweaks for the rest of 2020. It goes on to read that summer will see the return of the original OrbusVR Reborn terrain, plus the introduction of a few new enemies. Summerfest will dovetail with other event launching at the end of June, Explore the Realm, which is a collaborative community event that will run for several months. Sticking with MassivelyOP.com, Star Citizen details electrical weapons and a player trading system coming in Alpha 3.10. In Alpha 3.10, players will get their hands on these new toys that were shown off in the latest Inside Star Citizen video. The video also discussed an upcoming trading app in the Mobile Glass, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Mobile Glass that will let players finally trade or begin to trade AUEC to one another without using service beacons. And really quick, as a heads up, from PCGamer.com, Larian drops Baldur's Gate 3 gameplay teaser, revealing coming on June 6th, so be on the lookout for that until the time comes. And from MassivelyOP.com, Fallout 76's new update, which includes seasons, is over a month away. The studio said that Update 20 is on the test server, but a fix for the vending machine and display case issue should be coming up much sooner than the bigger patch. And from MMORPG.com, Phantasy Star Online 2 working with Microsoft to resolve PC launch issues. And if you recall, or if you didn't know, Phantasy Star Online 2 for the PC was finally launched either yesterday or 2 days ago, but the launch, from what I'm reading so far, was really rough. And it just goes on to read that the Windows 10 version of the North American launch of Phantasy Star Online 2 has been marred with issues since its release earlier this week, but it's nice to finally hear some news from the devs themselves that they are actively working on resolving these issues. And from MassivelyOP.com, Path of Exiles patches in a new renderer, and shares some Delirium League unique item stats. But yeah, the main point to this, in my opinion, is the most recent patch that introduced a beta version of its Vulkan renderer, jeez, which should make better use of multi-core CPUs to limit frame rate spikes due to graphical loading when compared to DirectX 11. And from MMORPG.com, Elite Dangerous's Fleet Characters update goes live on June 9th. It goes on to read that with both betas ending, the post outlines several changes coming to the game over the next few weeks to prepare for the launch of Fleet Characters on June 9th. And they actually do have a list of all the changes that will be happening prior to that date. And if you'd like to go over in depth, as always, the links to these articles will be down in the pinned comment section below. And really quick, from MassivelyOP.com, Kickstarted MMORPG Crowfall moves from pre-alpha to alpha today, and this is really good news. It's showing us that they are making progress, despite the fact that the article does say that the game was meant to kick off a soft launch a good 4 years ago. But in any event, it's taking them much longer than expected, and that's very good news considering one of my friends and colleagues for Coffee and RPGs is a Kickstarter for this game, and he's been looking forward to this as well. And that concludes today's episode of MMO and RPG News Roundup. If you made it with me so far, I do appreciate it because the watch time does help with the algorithm. And if you haven't done so, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the bell notification too, as those also help with the algorithm. I also wanted to add that I will be streaming on May 30th, but 1 o'clock in the morning for the Heidel stay-at-home ball event in Black Desert Online, since I'm actually one of the 200 from North America selected to go, but I'm putting it at the end because by the time this video uploads, it's probably going to be 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning anyways. And so in any event, my Twitch channel is at twitch.tv/Solomon_SK if you are still interested. And with that being said, hope you guys have a wonderful Friday or Saturday, depending on when you watch this. Have a blessed night, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers again, everyone.